Are you one of those rare people that want to live forever? If so, hang with me for a couple of minutes and I'm going to give you 5 additional things that are essential to the journey. And it is a journey, but the journey begins with a single step. The first thing we need to do is a reset. A reset may come from an external drama or trauma, or it may be internally generated and it may come about as a tipping point, more gradual, but there has to be some kind of reset to enable this first step on the journey. Then begins the change. After this reset, a change will happen. A vacuum is created by this reset. And so that's our opportunity to initiate change. And change has a few components to it. I love this axiom, your impressions, how our impressions form our thoughts form our words form our actions become our habits, and our habits become our character, who we are. So be mindful of our thoughts. We're bathed with impressions. We can choose what we give our attention to, just like we choose what to eat and when to eat. We can have, and it's helpful to have an intentional awareness about what impressions we're ingesting into our brain. Then the change will happen and we will reap the rewards. The next thing is, how do we sustain change and continually go through this process of intentionally guiding our awareness and choosing the impressions and choosing what we attend to and choosing our thoughts and our words and our actions and habits and character. And I have a formula that I find find very effective, that I've made part of my daily routine. I call it the AIA program. A stands for anthem, a music, a song, a theme for the day. Image is an image that I generate or create or find that goes along with this theme for the day. Sometimes I wake up with it, sometimes I create it myself. And third is the action, and I try to have just one action, like one really key pivotal action that I'm going to take that day, and I write those three things down in a checklist, and I check off each one as I do them. And there's I make a little box beside each one and check them off. And you can actually get a dopamine rush from that. So that itself is reinforcing. But these 3 things, this image affects your mind, the music or the sound affects your emotions, and then that guides your action. And these don't have to be in order. Action, it may start with action and then an image comes to you. Sometimes I wake up with an image. Sometimes I wake up with a song in my head. And for example, when you're feeling feisty, a fight song might come to mind. Or if you're feeling like today is the day that you're just going to plow through things, the song might be I Would Walk 1,000 Miles for You, I think is the song. So a song like that. So pick a song that speaks to you, and sometimes they'll just come up when you come up with an image. You wake up with an image, then a song comes to you, and that becomes your theme, and that sets your action, and your action should be related to your overarching mission and vision and dream for the day, or for your life, really. It should all tie in and stack up into alignment for your goal. In this case, we're talking about extending our health span. Finally, I'm going to talk about glutathione and PQQ. So glutathione is often considered a master antioxidant. The form that you take it is very impactful. Pills and powders tend not to work very effectively for glutathione absorption into the body. Absorption into the body, which is referred to as bioavailability. Glutathione is a large molecule, so it is not easily absorbed unless it is delivered through some sort of spray, a liposomal delivery system where the molecule is mixed with a lipid, a good quality, a good fat, and is therefore absorbed into the body more effectively. So that's glutathione, powerful antioxidant, very well researched, well studied. It affects our mitochondria, and it affects the operation of many other molecules and enzymes and vitamins and antioxidants operating in our system. So for example, you're taking vitamin C, you might need less vitamin C if you have glutathione as well. So finally, I'm going to talk about PQQ. This is the way I found out about PQQ is kind of a fun story that I like to tell. And this is one of those examples of accessing the morphogenetic field, which when we're thinking about it and constantly trying to dial into our innate creativity and this field of consciousness and knowledge, interesting things start to happen. So I discovered this substance PQQ out of a dream in the middle of the night. I had this vivid dream of a Jedi Knight in Star Wars. And then I started thinking, it woke me up, the dream is so vivid, I started thinking, wow, what is the force that they always talk about in Star Wars? And they actually had a name for it. It was in the 3rd or 4th episode of the movie. It was called midichlorians. I was thinking, midichlorians, that sounds interesting. To determine the power that a Jedi Master would be able to muster and their potential for a young person to be a Jedi. They had a device that that would measure the individual's force, and what it was actually measuring was their midichlorian, the number of midichlorian, which is this symbiotic entity that with its own DNA that was symbiotic in all living beings, and especially concentrated in the Jedi Knight. So in my waking state, I'm searching and researching, all of a sudden, midichlorian, mitochondria, the powerhouse of our cell, with the highest concentrations found in our brain, in our lungs, in our heart, and in these vital tissues, our muscles, in every part of our body, but concentrated especially in those areas. And what does mitochondria do? It generates energy and force. And interestingly, it is a symbiotic organism, has its own DNA. Some believe it might have originated separately and as its own organism. Others believe that it evolved with us, humans. And in any event, very interesting source. And the way it was discovered was quite recently. This is one of the substances in my protocol that falls into the breakthrough category. It was discovered by NASA. It falls on the Earth from outer space in tons of it fall every year. This orangey material. They're not even sure exactly what to define it as, whether it is a vitamin or it's a mineral or an enzyme or what exactly it is. But it is in every living organism, and it stimulates something called mitochondrial biogenesis. One of the few things that's known to increase concentrations of mitochondria. And so I was blown away by this, discovering all this in the middle of the night. And this substance was about 10 years ago or so, I think, isolated by a company out of Japan, Mitsubishi Chemicals. Now it's widely available, and I'll talk about the sources that I recommend, but BioPQQ, it's not an expensive thing, PQQ, and it's widely available and has a powerful effect in increasing our energy, again, strengthening the brain, our cognitive capacity, expanding our bandwidth, and a really fun kind of story behind how I discovered that by utilizing all of these things that I'm going to be talking about in the protocol, which tend to have a virtuous cycle, a spiraling upwards, if you will. The more you do, the more you invest in yourself, and the more of the protocol that you can apply to your life, the greater the benefits will be, and they continue to, and the better you feel from the protocol, the more you're going to want to do. And so it creates this, nothing ever stands still in nature, in life. Even when it does stand still, it's not really standing still, it's in homeostasis. In any kind of biological organism, there's ups and downs, and we measure them. We simplify by saying this is what our heart rate is, or this is what our blood pressure is, but all of these things are fluctuating constantly, and everything in nature fluctuates. And it's either fluctuating in a downward trajectory or an upward trajectory. And so that's what we're trying to achieve with the health span and with the Ingram XPrize Protocol. We're trying to create getting all of these systems into alignment to help us evolve and accelerate our performance, even while, of course, we're reducing our biological age, increasing our energy, and all of these things. So again, don't worry, I'm not a doctor. Always consult your medical professional before making any major changes to any of your existing protocols and prescriptions or anything like that. And like, subscribe, hit all those good buttons, please, and continue to follow. Thank you.